Howdy everybody, David here, and this is another first look and digital review of the new Fantasy Age core rulebook by Green Ronin Publishing, and it was designed by Chris Pramas himself. Now, Fantasy Age has been around for a while. It's been around since the Dragon Age RPG. Now, there are some differences between the base or the origin of the Fantasy Age system to where it is now in the basic rulebook. There are some slight changes between races and backgrounds being separated now, some new rules on magic, and a few less stunt charts with the different schools of magic. But other than that, guys and gals, if you're a big Dragon Age fan, you can use Dragon Age with Fantasy Age. It would fully be compatible. Everything from the classes to the gameplay to even the creatures and the adventures. So Fantasy Age, I've been waiting for this for a long time, and I'm so happy that it's out now, and I really expect Green Ronin to do a lot with Fantasy Age because they're really not tied back with EA trying to put out content that has to get approved for Dragon Age. We know when it gets approved. And there was a massive delay on Box Set 3, which was for levels 11 to 20. I mean, literally, the delay was years, 2 or 3 years of a delay. So now that, Chris Pramas has created Fantasy Age, he's actually put it in a book. There's nothing holding him back from putting out content. And we all know that Titan's Grave was put out as well, and I just got this book in the mail today, and unfortunately I did not get my Titan's Grave book that I ordered. But you can get these books. I'll tell you what. Green Ronin put out several tweets today and an article on their website here, I believe on the 24th. And Fantasy Age has been so popular that their first print is completely gone. So all of their remaining stock has been put out to the suppliers and is now going out to the game stores now. So if you have not got Fantasy Age yet, you cannot get it on the Green Ronin site. You can buy the PDFs, which are I think $10, $12, and I would get one from your game store. It's going to cost you about $25, but the book itself is beautiful. It's about 150, 160 pages, and it's a very nice, high quality. All the books that Green Ronin does, ladies and gents, are beautiful. They print their books up in Canada. Like I just got the Dragon Age Ultimate Edition. Literally the best book that I ever purchased. I mean, it is leather bound, has silver embossed pages, a slipcover, high quality pages, and this is really a good quality book. I mean, hardback. So everything Green Ronin does, it is quality. I mean, they don't throw together any shitty products. They really don't. Pardon my language here, but they don't. Now, the basic rulebook is broken up into chapters just like any other D&D player's handbook or the Pathfinder core book. It has character creation, basic rules. Fantasy Age has a very, very extensive and robust player options for the characters. There is a very beautiful equipment section. As a dungeon master or game master, I'm very happy when I see core books with extensive equipment sections. I'm sure you other DMs out there are probably the same way. There's all kinds of chapters on magic, on the stunt system, which the stunt system is a very unique thing, and it stems from Dragon Age and the Dragon Die. So I also have several tutorials on how to play Fantasy Age. So if you haven't seen the playlist, definitely check that out. It is a very rule-like game, and it's quite frankly probably one of my favorite rule sets of all time. I enjoy everything from the stunts to the way that armor and armor rating is handled, sort of like a twist that's different from your traditional D20 game like Pathfinder or D&D. And I like how the classes are set up. I love the robust variety of things that you can do, from ability focuses to talents to specializations. I mean, this game is very good. You know, there's a talks about the campaign setting, and it talks about Green Ronin's Freeport setting, and which is very, very, very popular with the Pathfinder name. So you better expect. I bet you their first campaign setting coming out for Fantasy Age, besides Ashes of Volcana, I can almost guarantee it'll probably be the Freeport setting. And it is Freeport's. If you haven't read about the Freeport setting, it is really good. It is really good, and I cannot wait. Now, there's also a sample adventure in here, and then there's a bestiary. Now, I am going to be critical about this. I am kind of disappointed. I think the book is beautiful. I think everything is explained beautifully. The art is all new. I think it's great. This book was put together in just several months, and which is amazing in itself. But the one thing that this really lacks are monsters. I think there is a total of 12 monsters in the basic rulebook. Granted, there are other sources out there. I know, I think it's, what is it? Kobold Press has a Midgard setting book for the Age system with 50 monsters in it. You can use all of the monsters from Dragon Age for this. You can use all of the other, small 7 and 8 page PDFs for Age monsters that they created, like the Chimeras or the Giants or the Beastmen. So you could use, there are a lot of options out there for monsters, but I am a little disappointed that with the lack of monsters in Fantasy Age to start. But other than that, guys, the book is beautiful, and you better pick one up, because even Green Ronin said in their article yesterday that they're not going to have any for a couple months. So if you don't get a book, you're pretty much screwed till at least October or November, I think. So here's the character creation. The differences between Fantasy Age and Dragon Age is now Fantasy Age has separated race and background individually into its own entity, whereas in Dragon Age, your race and background was kind of mixed together. There's still, tons, and the backgrounds is very robust. You can choose your background, your social class first. So you could be either an Outlander, lower, middle, or upper class, and then from those, there's 24 different backgrounds, depending on what type of social status that you either rolled or you chose. And then it has a description of all of the different social backgrounds. There are 3 core classes in Fantasy Age. They are the Mage, the Warrior, and the Rogue, just like in Dragon Age. And the max level is level 20. And you can see it does go into a pretty nice description on each class and what they get for each level. Now, the one thing that I will say is in the core book, there should be some other things for each level, because the core, when you level in Fantasy Age, on every even level you get a primary stat upgrade, a primary stat ability focus upgrade, also hit points, and they do not mention this. And I've had a lot of people ask in channels, hey, why are you doing that? Because it's not in the book. Unfortunately, they put character advancement in another set. Well, it's in the same section, but they really should have went the extra bit and probably put in, this level you get hit points to, and then starting at level 11 up, you only get your con for hit points. But from 1 to 10, you roll 1d10, 1d6 plus your con, and then for every odd level, you get as I had mentioned, for even levels, you get primary stats and primary ability focuses. Well, for your odd levels, 3, 5, 7 up, you'll get your secondary abilities that you can raise, and also for the ability focuses. But you can see, guys, there's lots of nice art in here. It is a very it would be a very printer-friendly PDF because it doesn't have the scroll type of background. It is a white background, so it would be toner-friendly on your cartridge. And then, it just goes into all the different options with the focuses, the talents. Even though, don't let the 3 classes scare you, everybody. There are specializations, and the specializations work like archetypes from D&D 5e, or Paragon Paths from 4th edition, or your different epic trainings in Pathfinder in 3.5. So there are 4 different types of warriors, 4 different types of mages, and 4 different types of rogues. And especially when the other settings start coming out, there will be a multitude of additions to go on with the core Fantasy Age basic rulebook. So, as you guys can see, here's the monster section. Like I said, this is the only lacking section in the book, and there just wasn't a whole lot of creatures to choose from, which I'm sure it was probably due to the fact that time constraints. They needed to get this out for the actual Titan's Grave on Geek and Sundry, but nonetheless, guys, that's nothing major. That's just something that I personally was a little disappointed in. But this is the book. I'm going to switch over to my PDF now, and we're going to go digital for the rest of the way. And like I said, this is not a printer-friendly PDF. Although I will say, guys, like the Pathfinder PDF or the other PDFs out there for the 5e, they don't have a illustrious background behind, as a bottom layer. So this is basically your built-in friendly PDF. And it is very nice. Lots of new art. It has all the optional rules for advancing everything, your options. And I think Green Ronin Press really did a great job. Here's the 12 different specializations real quick. There's a duelist, an elementalist, a guardian, a knight, a mage hunter for the warrior, a sharpshooter, a miracle worker, sword mage, swashbuckler. Very extensive equipment section like I was talking about. And yes, there are even black powder weapons in the core rulebook, which is awesome, and the rules to use them. There are grenades, the rules to use them, and the talent that you can actually craft and manufacture your own grenades. How freaking cool is that? All of the different tools that you would need for crafting things as well. And then it's up to the DM from there on to what kind of raw goods, trade materials you're going to need to craft items. If your inner Martha Stewart is busting out, there's some things for your home and hearth, from a bed frame to a broom to a table. So you could even decorate your own little humble abode up. I love it. It's great. Now the magic is a little bit different than Dragon Age. It still uses, it's not called mana, they're called spell points now, but there is still the same spell power stat and the contests that you're going to have to make against spell power. Same stunts, these are the same exact stunts from Dragon Age, but now there are 12 fields of magic, and each field of magic has 4 different spells. And like the talent system, the spell system is the same, where you start as novice at level 1 in 2 fields of your choice for a total of 4 spells, because novice is 2 spells. You go to journeyman, you gain another spell, and then you go to master, all of them. There are, just like in Dragon Age Exploration, role-playing stunts, they are now optional. They are optional here in Fantasy Age, and then here's the Game Master's Guide, which basically talks about, this is everything from in the Dragon Age core books. Uses the same cards that you can print out, initiative cards, quick reference cards for monsters. Talks about the Freeport setting, creating your own setting, the different types of games that you can play with Fantasy Age, from high fantasy to horror to low fantasy to sci-fi, hence the Titan's Grave, campaign setting, and everything from GM do's to don'ts, everything. Really nice. 145 pages. So there you go, guys, gals. That is the physical and digital review of Fantasy Age. It is a beautiful book. I highly suggest you go out and get it now if you don't have it, because there's only going to be a couple in each game store, Green Ronin said, and then they're gone for a couple months. So you can get the PDF. You can pre-order more books on Green Ronin's website now. You can get a combo package. If you buy the book, they offer you a PDF for $5, which is what I did. I think I spent $60 for both the core rulebook hardback and the Titan's Grave hardback with 2 PDFs. $60, great deal. So there you go, everybody. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please feel free to leave a comment down below. Please also like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And until next time, I'm David, and good gaming, and I'll see you later.